Hi, this is Dr. Yoshi Ram with Oasis Family Medicine, and this video is about PEMF, or Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy. I've wanted a PEMF machine for a long time at Oasis Family Medicine. They cost a lot and they take a little bit of space. Well, one recently fell into our laps, and so it has kind of prompted me to research it further. Now, PEMF is a very complex subject. Fortunately, I actually started out as a biophysics major, so I understand a lot about PEMF now that I've actually looked into it. I will not pretend to be the world's best expert on PEMF, so I could probably not answer every single question posed to me. But I did recently read this book, PEMF, The Fifth Element to Health. Learn why PEMF therapy supercharges your health like nothing else. Now, very good book, by the way. Agree with almost everything that was presented in it. One thing that was mentioned that I really appreciated was that there's been over 10,000 studies on this over the past decades that have really validate this type of therapy. Over 2,000 of those studies are actually peer-reviewed, double-blinded, placebo-controlled, many of them. Again, a very powerful therapy, almost no side effects, and yet very powerful. And that's why why the author can call it the fifth element of health. The first four being, right, what are the four main elements? Water, fire, earth, and air. So water, we can only live a week without, right? We need that. That's essential for us to live, period. Air, oxygen, we can only go a few minutes without that. Earth, I would take more as like the nutrition that we put in our mouth and eat and digest and hopefully absorb. And then fire, I would take more as heat, right? Our body, we operate at 98.6 degrees. We need that heat, we need that fire, we need it to survive, and we need it to be optimal to survive optimally. What's missed in the discussion of health, especially in allopathic or conventional medicine circles, is this idea of the electrical charge around us that is us, right? And of every atom, only like 0.001% of it, or some really extremely small amount of it, is actually matter, right? Most of the atom, 99.99 whatever percent of it, is actually space and energy. So that transfers to us because we're made out of atoms. We're mostly space and energy. We're not actually matter. And so you can understand, hopefully, how relevant this could be to us, especially considering that the past 100 years has seen an evolution in technology and that has been just wonderful and has thrown our civilization forward in leaps and bounds in many ways, but has also created a lot of electrosmog or electropollution or EMFs, right? We read a lot about EMFs being very deleterious to our health, and they absolutely are. What this does, the pulsed electromagnetic field, that actually basically combats electropollution or the EMFs that we're bombarded with nowadays, right? And I'm not going to pretend to be the world's best expert on PEMF. There's a lot of devices out there. And they range from really crummy and crappy and stealing your money all the way to really expensive and really wonderful devices. What fell into our laps was this. You put your bare feet actually on the glass plates below, and then you hold this light bulb here. And it's not on right now because I don't want to zap my phone, but once this is on, you'll literally, you can see and feel the charge in this light bulb and on your feet. And what it does is it's putting energy, pulsed electromagnetic field frequencies into our system, and every atom and every cell in our body vibrates at a different frequency. And what this is doing is allowing it's taking every frequency in our body and amplifying it and sending it back to us. And so what this does is it creates a great opportunity for our body to heal itself. And this is a very different principle. Most PIMF devices on the market actually are putting in very specific frequencies into your body, which have a therapeutic effect for sure. But I don't think it's probably ultimately the best way to actually cause our body to heal itself. And so this is something I'm trying to do it every day. I come into the office for at least a few minutes. It's kind of the more the merrier. But if you're only doing it once or twice a week or once every other week, that's good too. Bottom line is everybody should either buy their own machine to have at home or come into the office or go to some other office with a PIMF machine. But this needs to be, this day and age, nobody should be without this treatment. And I feel very confident in saying that. Of course, I don't say that very lightly, basically. But I do think that everybody should be doing this type of therapy at least every so often at some office. Whether that's in our office, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I get this information out to you so that you can take it, digest it, and implement it somewhere, somehow. Okay, so I very strongly believe in PIMF therapy. Please get it into your health regimen because it truly is, should be considered the fifth element of health. Dr. Yoshi Ram, Oasis Family Medicine, and as always, feel free to pass this along to anybody.